Wars fans, hey, there's just 213 days until Christmas 2022, and today Star Wars Celebration kicks off here in just a couple of hours over in Anaheim, California, and we'll be talking about that a little bit today as well. And my friend Imagic Maker is here with me today to talk about this fan film that we have for the week and the other Star Wars topics of the day. So, Imagic Maker, good to see you again.
Ho ho! Hello, everyone. That's why I say that impression.
Yeah, we were just a little bit late because there's a new feature in YouTube Studio that allows you to redirect at the end of a live stream to another channel. And so we know that on most days, Jason Ward over at MakingStarWars.net, he has a live stream in the afternoon right after hours. And we're going to try it today. I just put the link in to his upcoming live stream, and there'll be a little bit of an intermission between shows, and so that's all set up. Hopefully this works. Hopefully it works.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, so we got a lot of things to talk about, and I want to make sure that we get in the fan film, because we have a habit sometimes of getting ahead of ourselves and never getting to the fan film. And today's fan film is a little bit different. I think we can hear you through a Magic Maker. There's a little bit of an echo. Okay, well let's check it again. Check it again. I've got my echo cancellation on. You got your echo cancellation on?
Yep, it's on.
All right. Well, we're from the mobile office here in the Fifth Wheel, the RV in Loudonville, Ohio today, and so hopefully the audio isn't too bad for you guys. I know it's not the same as when I'm in my studio. It sounds a lot better when I've got my mic and it's not this RV room. So you guys hang with us, if you will. This fan film, it meets all the check marks of a fan film. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on the stream here for you guys so you can see it as we talk about a little bit. And we learned a lesson last week. You can't show the whole film. And if you do, your video gets locked. So
yes, and you kind of need to show it like at double speed too. Yeah,
so I've increased the speed to double speed. No, I would say this fan film, and oh, let me mute it. It checks all the boxes of a fan film. It's made by fans. It's fan fiction, and it's got all the tropes. It's got all the fan servicey things that you could ask for, and which is maybe my only complaint about this is that it is very fan servicey. However, that being said, it looks absolutely brilliant. It looks great. They did a fantastic job with the sets, the set design, the makeup, the prosthetics, everything, top to bottom, done extremely well. And as we always say, if you would please go and support these folks, at least give them a like. That would be great. And consider subscribing. A lot of people aren't fans of fan films because they are too tropey. And that might be the case here. But the guy that's doing the portrayal of Boba Fett absolutely nails his behaviorisms and his voice.
I agree.
It's uncanny. It's uncanny. It's so well done. And we were chatting last week, I think, that the guy, or earlier this week, the guy that the Bosk in this is every bit film quality. Like,
no, I agree. He's done very well.
Yeah. The rest of it is, I think, look, the quality of the production of this is top tier, absolutely top tier. Worth giving a look, and the amount of time and effort. I did see one thing they did, and I've caught on to it only because I see it in so many, like actual things from Netflix or Disney Plus or you name the streaming service. There's a trick to help with your effects is to darken the lighting. And
Yes.
you see it, you see it all over the place. If you want to reduce your costs and have really high quality effects, just darken the lighting down, and it hides some of the flaws, right?
Right,
And
and it also helps you with your background for your scene, because if it's dark, you can't see the details. So
right,
that means it's kind of like stagecraft, actually, in the sense of, where you highlight where you want people to look, by the background, so it gives you the image that you're someplace. And they do a really good job by making it dark and then only highlighting the things they want you to see.
Baymax sped up. It looks like Star Wars Benny Hill. Look, look. I apologize to the folks over at what was it? Creative Force Films. Apologize to you guys for doing that, but it's and I want to stop this before it gets to. There's a reveal coming up, so
Yeah,
I'm
why
going
don't we
to
go ahead and stop it now, and then
I'm going to stop it. Because there is a reveal coming up, and I mentioned it's very fan servicey, right? it has all the fan service in it you could want. There were a couple things that I thought were a little odd, as far as like the Disintegrations bit. He shoots what it looks like an ion blast,
Yeah.
and then it freezes them, and then they explode into tiny bits.
Right.
I was like, well, that's odd. I've not seen that before. But hey, that's extremely nitpicky when you're talking the quality that they did. It's really good. And if fan films aren't your cup of tea, then this one probably is not going to be your cup of tea. However, that being said, we've mentioned this before. To put this much time, this much effort, and to put out something of this high caliber quality just shows the passion and enthusiasm of everybody involved in this production. It's not a small list of folks. So
no, it's not, and it's a good place for people who are developing skills to bust their chops on too. I think this is a good place for directors and screenwriters and that kind of thing to get their I guess their cred, as it were,
Yeah.
and then that way they can move on to bigger things. This is done really well, so if you're going to put this much passion and if you're developing it here to put this much, detail into it, that means when you get more budget, the next thing is going to have just as much,
Yeah, exactly. And again, and I slowed it down to 1/4 speed, just 1/4 portion. No,
Quarter portion.
Just so you guys can see, like, even slowed down. And again, huge kudos to the guy in the suit, the Boba Fett suit. He has Boba Fett's mannerisms down spot on. Yes. I mean, spot on, like you would have seen in the original trilogy. Not necessarily the Book of Boba Fett, but from the original trilogy when you saw him in episodes 5 and 6. Look, this guy nails it. He's perfect, absolutely perfect. So this is great. So you guys, if you would consider going out, giving it a view, giving it a like. It's got 32,000 views, and it premiered on the 21st, just a couple days ago. Yeah. And they've got almost 5,500 subscribers. Well deserved all the way around. So
agreed. It's excellent. I think you'd enjoy it. Leave a comment, leave a like if you want, subscribe, and
yes.
then but just to let people know that you enjoy the effort they put into Star Wars, so that you can also have something to enjoy.
Yeah, and it really shows how the franchise is far from dead.
Yeah, I personally think that the survival of the franchise, is dependent upon fan fiction. In all honesty,
perhaps. I think that fan fiction is a symptom of the health right? If you're not making fan fiction of a franchise, that franchise is dead, right?
Right.
So I think it's a symptom, much like taking the blood pressure, temperature, and that kind of thing.
Right.
What are the symptoms? And I think when you
Mhm.
see this kind of quality and investment, uh, the vitals look good. I
Mm.
really like it. Um,
Yeah, I think George ignited something inside people beyond what some other franchises have done, and I think that the fiction is a reflection of what has been ignited. And even if they don't necessarily like, some of the canon aspects of things, they still love what was originally created, and so they want to build upon what they do like, and that's what
yeah,
I
sure.
encourage.
Yeah, sure, sure. Very good. Anything else before we move on to other things? There are big things happening in in the franchise today. Worth mentioning.
It's dead after this fan film. There's nothing left to talk about.
Well,
Not
let's
at
shoot
all.
over here.
This weekend is going to be so boring.
It's going to be great. And I wanted to bring this up because countdown to Kenobi, 14 hours and 46 minutes. Well, just under 47 minutes.
Dun dun
Uh,
dun.
dun, dun, dun. Right. Kenobi, it airs tonight. And that's, I've seen folks, and I even see it in the chat, where the hype is starting to build. It's starting to really grow, and people are getting excited. I watched Josh Lucas on Dinner Nerds Live this morning. His enthusiasm has shot through the roof, coming across very positive. And Josh mentioned something this morning that I thought was really something I hadn't really thought about before. But under Order 66, do you think that the Inquisitors or the stormtroopers and whatnot, do you think they had Anakin Skywalker on their list?
Hmm.
It would,
No,
it'd be,
I don't think they
it'd,
did.
if they didn't, wouldn't that be a giveaway? Like, why isn't he? He's the chosen one. He's a general in the Clone Wars, right? He's
Right.
a prominent Jedi. He's on the
I
council.
think he was listed as dead.
Well, they'd have to list him as dead, right? He'd have to be on the
Right.
list and listed as dead, or it'd be a tell, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think he was already listed as dead.
Right.
That's why he wasn't listed as a target.
I'd never thought of it but it had never even occurred to me before, right? Yeah, he'd have to be on the list, right? And he'd have to be listed as dead.
Right.
Right? Or it'd be like, where is he? Wait, there's
Right.
this guy, and now he's not here, and we're not looking for him. What's that about?
Yeah.
Liam, this is not the Anakin you're looking for.
This is not.
Yeah. So there was another question as we're talking about Jedi like that. We know from Jason Ward, MakingStarWars.net, we know that Yoda is not going to be in the Kenobi series, and I should probably go ahead since we're talking about this. I'll put up the spoiler tag. We know that Yoda is not going to be in the Kenobi series. However, might we hear a mention of Yoda by name, where they say, we're looking for Yoda, we're looking for this person or that person, or might somebody say, Master Yoda told me this or that? Would we hear a name drop of Yoda through the series?
I think the only person that's going to mention Yoda will be Kenobi, or if we get the voice, when we get the voice of Qui-Gon, if that occurs, then that's where Yoda will get mentioned.
Okay, so you think it's a possibility?
Yeah, because it was not Yoda that left the message in the temple. It was Obi-Wan, because he changed the message there inside the Revenge of the Sith, and then so he sends the order out that the message out that don't return back to the temple. It's a trap.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And so Yoda's not mentioned there, so no one's going to know that whether Yoda is alive other than Obi-Wan, and of course Bail.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Of course, and Bail's going to be in the first episode, so I just don't know. it got me thinking about it because Jason has told us that there was some speculation early on, just to kind of back up a little bit. Jason was, trolling around the set as he does, and and he ran into Ewan McGregor, right? And so he had a little chat with Ewan, and then he goes another day, and in the same car, in Ewan's car, he sees Frank Oz. I think it was in the same car. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, but he sees Frank Oz, and so that really got us thinking. Holy cow! That means Yoda. That can only mean one thing. It means Yoda. Yoda's going to be in the series, and then Jason dashed all of our hopes and dreams by saying that he was not going to be in the series. So
maybe he's voicing Yaddle.
Oh, you know what, Jason? I don't think we ever asked, is Yaddle in the series? Have you confirmed it? Go to your sources. Meg needs to know. Meg is a big Yaddle stan. She would want to know. She is Yaddle going to be in the Kenobi series?
Frank Oz. Not Frank.
Yeah. Bait and switch. Yaddle's the star. You heard it here. It's not the Kenobi show. It's the Yaddle show. Oh, that's hilarious. That's great. So we do a thing here whenever we have new content. These shows come out. We do predictions. There's a predictions game, and if you get more of your predictions correct than Santa, then you go on the Wall of Fame, and we put your name and a ticker at the bottom of the page during the next week until the next show comes out. So tonight.
But if you do less than me, you go on the Wall of Shame.
You do. If you get less than a Magic Maker, it's the Wall of Shame. But we don't embarrass you too much. We don't put your name down. But if you go on the Wall of Fame,
it is possible to also be on the Wall of Fame and the Wall of Shame at the same time.
At the same time, if and it's happened on occasion when a Magic Maker gets more than I do, and then you can fall in that gap in between. Right, you can get as many or more than Santa and less than a Magic Maker, and that's a predicament. But we just list you on the Wall of Fame, and then with that, we accumulate those totals throughout the season. And at the end
then
of
you're shamefully famous.
Yeah, at the end of the season, we do a Wall of Fame for the entire season. Those who got more predictions correct over the entire series than Santa. So I'm adding a little bit this season. I've decided, I've come to the conclusion that we need to up the game. We need to increase the bounty. And so anybody that ends up on the Wall of Fame for the entire season, you beat Santa on the entire season, I will gift you some Santa merch. I'll gift you some Santa merch. I'll allow you to choose a mug or a t-shirt. Or a hat, right? So you can pick a mug, a t-shirt, or a ball cap, and I will gift it to you. So there's your extra little bit of incentive to end up to play the game and to beat Santa. We've had a couple of people win every season. Somebody's on the Wall of Fame for the season, so it can be done. But
I need to redo my icon, even though it's not in here. I need to get it set up so that I have Santa merch on my icon.
There, yeah. So we'll grant you some merch. So couple just on those notes. There's a link in the description here for the episode 1 and episode 2. Don't forget to do both. I've been looking at the predictions as they're coming in, and some people are not doing both. So make sure you do episode 1 and episode 2 predictions, and then keep playing through the season. If you can beat me for the season, I'll gift you some merch. You can pick out which of those you want. A hat, a t-shirt, or a mug, and we'll have it shipped to you. So there you go. So episode 1 tonight, super exciting. And yes, we will be doing a watch party tomorrow morning here from the mobile headquarters of Santa in Loudonville, Ohio. So I've got it all set up. I've got it tested out. I know how we're going to do it. And so you guys, it'll be 8 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. Adjust for your time zone from there. That'll be 5 a.m. for you in the West Coast. Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. over in the UK. So Meg normally is in the chat harassing me. It's a lot of fun. But that also brings up the point that Meg will not be joining me tomorrow for a weekly roundup live stream. She's on vacation this week. And so we knew last week and this week she wasn't going to be able to join me. Hopefully we'll get back on the schedule with her again next week. So,
well, why if she's on vacation, why didn't she go to Anaheim?
Well, because she's in London, England.
Okay.
She's on a different continent. Different continent. Yeah. So that explains.
It's only an 8-hour flight.
Yeah, well, and there are other people who made that flight. I will just say, our good friend Martin Keeler, he's over there. Zuvium, you may know him as Zuvium. He's over in Anaheim today, and so is our good friend Darth Elvis. Darth Elvis is performing, I think, tonight out there, or it's tonight or tomorrow, and that is a great show. I've watched some of his celebration performances from the past. It is fantastic, and Darth Elvis has some great covers of songs that are Star Wars themed that are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So if you're out in that Anaheim area and you can get tickets to the performance tonight, make sure you catch Darth Elvis. It's absolutely worth it. It's really good. So yeah, hot dang, he'll be there. He'll be there. All right, Kenobi.
Yes.
Your last chance to make any predictions or your thoughts for the series. What are you thinking?
I'm hopeful. I'm scared and I'm hopeful all at the same time. I won't lie. I'm hoping that they do it right. I mean, I don't know if I have any big predictions beyond what we've talked about. I still am hoping that Jason is wrong on the real fight with Vader. I got my fingers crossed. I think I'll be disappointed on that. But I'm still hopeful. Yeah. I'm hoping that the storyboards came over and he saw them and interpreted them wrong. That's my hope.
He's got more.
I don't mean to wish a Mike Zero on you, Jason, but I'm hoping for a Mike Zero.
Oh no! Look, I think Jason got it nailed, and he has more than just the storyboards. He's got quite a bit of detail. But
I know.
He has qualified.
I'm just saying what I'm hoping for.
I know. He has qualified a couple times recently that. From the time he got the information to the time it gets filmed, the time it gets edited, the time it makes it to air, there could be some tweaks and changes. So he may not be 100% on how he's described certain things because there could have been some slight alterations. But the overall story arc, and he's mentioned this, he tries to do them more as broad strokes than to focus in on minutia because of that, right? So. Just keep that in mind. Hey, Ghost X Gaming, good to see you. He's hyped for the Obi-Wan coming out at midnight. Very well. Forlom. Yeah, Forlom's not in it. There he is. Forlom's not in it.
He's not. No.
Yeah, I am super excited for it. Have you read Jason's outline of all 6 episodes?
I have not. I have avoided it.
Okay, well, good for you.
Purposefully.
Good for you. I've read all of it. I'm spoiled. All of it.
Yeah, I'm curious, and I would if I was in front of me, I would read them all. But it's the whole point of my predictions is to not read them.
Well, that's another point. So for you guys, on the predictions game, there are 19 questions. I tried to write the questions so that Jason wouldn't just automatically get it correct, right? So ask questions more on little like Easter eggy type kinds of things. Like, will somebody say hello there? Will that be in the episode? Right? Will it happen?
Not at all.
Right?
Never. Why would they ever have a hello there? Hello there.
Hello there. So will that happen? Will somebody light? Will Kenobi light his lightsaber in episode 1? Right. We know the leaks, and so you can inform your answer based on that. But,
yes.
But we don't know 100% that he doesn't light it. Right. So you have to guess on some of these things, and some of them are more generic. And of that type of nature, rather than this thing is going to happen, right? And then we do have a question at the very end. It's question number 20. It's always there, where you get a fill in the blank. It's a bonus question. You can get a bonus point if you get that prediction correct. And as I mentioned with Jason earlier this week, this is an open book test. No, you're allowed to go to makingstarwars.net, the website, and you're allowed to go through the episode details and pick out an item from there and put it in your response. Now, for mine this week, when I did it with Jason earlier in the week, I took 2 things from the trailer that we have seen, and I put them into episode 1 and episode 2 because I know what's happening in each episode. I know what to pull out of the trailer that fits into each one of those. So I didn't. You
can be assured, everyone, that I have purposely avoided the leaks.
Very good.
The only time I get exposed to any leaks is when Santa drops them on me in here.
Yeah. So this is another one. Ghost Access. How long is the episode? We believe the episodes are in that 40-minute range. Each of the episodes are in the 40-minute range. Now, as with all the other Star Wars streaming series, they vary. Your mileage may vary episode to episode. And so there is a question on the predictions that the listed runtime, not the, between the credits or anything, the listed runtime is over 45 minutes. That's a question. Some will likely be, some may not. And Jason, with everything he knows, he still doesn't know. He has to guess. So that was another good example of what we wanted to do in those questions. So 40 minutes, give or take.
They're going to break the story off at each phase. I mean, if you think about it, when you're writing this kind of a series script, it's like a full screenplay, and then you're breaking it where you reach your different points in it. So some places inside a scene, as it were, or a series of scenes, if you're writing this as one screenplay, are going to be shorter than others. So you're going to have some places like your intro, which will be longer than your set, as a setup, than it would be in the point where they reach the point of no return kind of thing. And each of those pieces will be longer.
It's much like reading a book where the chapter lengths are always different, right? You hit short chapters, long chapters. It's the same thing. So,
but on average, they're 15 pages long.
Right.
Some pages are 10, and some are 20.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So that's fantastic. I'm super excited, and we're just 14 and a half hours away. 14 and a half.
Yes.
Oh, Kenobi.
Well, we're excited. We're excited. Vega and I and Little Ren will be jacked up and watching this on the big screen.
I have turned off the spoiler warning, so we'll stay away from spoilers. And Meg, what if Jason's been hiding something huge and just throwing us off? Meg, you know what I want to say. You know what I want to say, and I'm not going to say it. Jason can say it in his live stream.
I thought Meg was into that kind of thing. I thought she was into girls.
Right. Right. I've heard that. No, I can't even finish it. I can't even finish it. But Jason appreciates that you think he's hiding something huge. That's quite the compliment. No. Celebration. Celebrate. Oh my goodness.
And now we know what Jason and Santa's friendship is based on. I bet you didn't know about that about Santa, huh? Did you, Meg?
Oh my goodness. Celebration goes live in 2 hours. Now, it actually starts in 1 hour. And this is something I wanted to bring up. So Celebration kicks off today, of course. And the first big panel is at 1 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern. But it goes live 3 p.m. Eastern. So this live Celebration live, the live stream is actually Celebration delayed. It's on a 1 hour delay. So those who are at Celebration watching the panel live get to see it at 2 p.m. Eastern. The rest of us have to wait an hour, and we get to watch it an hour afterwards. So there is a big panel at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. on the live stream, talking about the live action series that are coming. We're expecting some pretty big announcements coming out of that, or we have hopes. One of the big things that I'm hoping they announce is a schedule. Like we'll get launch dates for a lot of these things.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that too. I'm hoping they kind of show what they did at that investor meeting. Back in, was that 2019 or something like that? 2019.
Yes.
Where they showed everybody and kind of on the timeline when they're coming out. So I hope we get something like that.
Yeah, and as Meg pointed out here, perhaps an Andor trailer, which this is something that I know Jason has a pass. He can be there, but he's large super spreader events he doesn't necessarily want to attend. He's got a little kiddo that's still in school and things like that, and he doesn't really want to take the risk of bringing home COVID and then having that go through his family. And it was perfectly understandable. Yeah. But would he miss a trailer that they show at the panel, but they don't show the public, right? So it's very possible they could do an Andor trailer in the panel. And then 3 p.m. we're watching, and it just goes black, and we don't get to see it. And we have to wait for them to release it later.
Jason should just cosplay, and he could put the mask inside his the filters inside his mask, so he wouldn't have to worry about it.
He can use that Forlom helmet because he's
that's right.
It's confirmed Forlom. I don't want to go back into spoilers, but there could very well be an Andor trailer today.
Yeah, drop him the link. I can help him out with that if he wants to get a cosplay that he can have a mask in there with a HEPA filter in it so that he can filter out that kind of stuff. Just let me know if I can get it.
Yeah.
I'm not joking on that, actually.
No, some of these guys in the chat are being hilarious. So Anthony asks, honest question, do they usually announce You read. I know what you read. Don't say. I'm reading Anthony's question. You shush. Do they announce the cast at the Star Wars Celebration for some of the new projects, or do they wait for D23? I think they will absolutely announce cast for some of these events during Celebration. Specifically, we may, and I'm really hoping that we get some details on the Acolyte series. Like, who I know they haven't even gone really into casting too much, but there have been some rumors about that, as well as Ahsoka and others. So it's very, very possible that we could get some casting announcements, like formal casting announcements, where there's been speculation before, say around who's been cast as Thrawn, who's been cast as Sabine, and things like that. So seriously hoping we get that. So there's that question. And I saw another question. And Meg, give me a hard time. You know, Meg. Meg, Meg knows,
No, do not give Santa a hard time at all, please.
yeah, yeah, no. My here we go. Here we go. See if I can get my favorite droid is a new one, K1. Right. Meg knows that my wife's name is Kathy, and so that's it got an extra layer of fun in there. So let's see. What time is celebration? Celebration starts here. You can see. Let me see if I can make. It says live in 2 hours, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So it's just under that 2 hours right now. It's an hour and 53 minutes. An hour and 53 minutes from now, wherever you are, celebration starts. And it actually starts an hour before that, but the live stream on here starts. It's actually just an hour and 23 minutes away from starting live if you're actually in Anaheim.
So when does it start there locally? What time? Noon?
Local, is it like 9 a.m., I think? 11, 12, 1, 2. No.
So right now, locally, there it's 9.
It'd be 11.
Almost,
okay. Yeah, it'd be 11 their time. 12, 1, 2. Yeah. 11 a.m., I believe, Pacific Standard. So there you go.
That's a good
Dominic.
time.
Dominic's being funny. So let me see. May the force be with everyone except Ducky. You know, if you've been around the channel, Ducky wins everything. Ducky wins the predictions games. Ducky wins the giveaways. He is far too fortunate, and so there's a big group of people building up opposition to the duck.
Yes.
What do you think the name of Feige's Star Wars movie is going to be, Anthony? I have no clue. No clue. We don't even know when that's going to happen. And I see my friend Nikki is in the chat. Nikki,
it'll be his movie will be Rey Loving Skywalker.
Yes. Nikki is worried about the letdowns, right? And I think we have a precedent from Lucasfilm in big buildup and low delivery, like overpromise, underdeliver. You're supposed to do it the other way around. You're supposed to underpromise and overdeliver. But we have a little bit of a habit at Lucasfilm for overpromising and underdelivering, and hopefully they don't do that to us today. Oh my goodness!
I think it's impossible for us to have low expectations of Kenobi. I mean, and so that creates the problem when it comes to being disappointed with Kenobi.
Could be. Barry asks, "What new projects do you think will be announced?" And this Barry, I highlight it because I do want to ask this question. I want to ask you guys, or Imagic Maker, and you guys in the chat as well. What is on your wish list? You know, Santa asks kids every Christmas, "What do you want for Christmas?"
You should have got me prepped. I definitely could have been prepared with a wish list.
But kids come with two main strategies. One is I'm only going to ask for one thing, so that Santa it has only that item. I'm more likely to get the thing if I only ask for the one, right? Others come up with a long list of things, and they rattle off their list in hopes that they get a bunch of stuff that they want. So my question, what's on your wish list? Is it just one thing, or do you have a lot of things that you would like to see come out of celebration these next 4 days?
All right, so definitely want the schedule. I want the schedule of what of the shows that we know are in or nearing production are going to come out. So that would be Ahsoka. That would be the Acolyte. That would be. I'd like to know when the next Mandalorian, its release date is going to be. I'd like to know. I'd like to see some stuff for the Bad Batch. If there's any, and I'm hoping also if there's more, I'm hoping there's some more animation in the works as well. So that would be something for what we know. And then I'd like to see some things that were originally reported before, like Lando series and the Rangers of the New Republic, to see if that's going to stay in existence or if we've reshuffled it, and what's going on with the 3 movies that are originally announced, and if we're going to get those or whether they're putting those on the side. So that'd be kind of the initial wish list.
That's a really good start. And here's Meg again. I love you guys. You guys know that my affection for Meg is runs deep. I love her so much, and she's given us a super chat here. It says, Santa, I'm convinced Dave named Grogu after Rogu from American Dad. I hope someone asks him. So my question is, and she loves disassociated question. My question is, how do you like your steak? What's the best cut from your butcher? Oh, Santa likes it medium to medium well. I don't like it under medium. So sometimes I'll order it medium well because I don't trust, these cooks to get it right. Depends where I am. Like if I'm at a better restaurant where they know how to cook steak, I'll order it medium. But if I'm at a retail chain kind of place, I'll say medium well. And what's the best cut? Probably sirloin. Magic Maker, you got a answer to that question for me?
Yeah, so no more than medium for me, and porterhouse.
This is it. I knew that I'd get this response. RF Kim Channel. I'm a heathen, and here's Trinity. Just eat beef jerky then. Go to Trinity. Trinity's the best. Absolutely love that guy. But Trinity, I'll tell you who needs to eat jerky. It's my wife. So one of the things when we first got married, and this should have been a red flag right off the bat, she ordered ketchup with her steak. Now, if that's not a red flag that sends you running off, that's where we started our relationship. And so it's gone from there. And she still orders. I can
tell you're a forgiving soul.
Exactly. I'm like, don't ever do that again. Don't you ever order steak with ketchup. I just don't do it.
It's all right. My wife won't eat steak unless it's well done. I'm like, why are you burning your steak?
Yeah, my wife's the same way. She oh, Meg, I just read it.
But she says it's suckling.
I know. She
may not eat it.
She still orders it well done, and she says often the same with me. Like I'll order a medium well if I'm at a place I don't trust. If she's at a place she doesn't trust, she'll say, "I want it well done," and when you think it's done, cook it again. She wants it super well done. Trinity, if you put sauce on a steak on my grill, I'll ask you to leave. Get out.
Yeah, there's I don't mind it. I mean, I won't say I like it this way all the time. It just depends on my mood. But so it's anywhere between knock the horns off, wipe its ass, and throw it on a plate, and medium. It's usually just depends on my mood.
My oldest daughter is like that. So she wants hers rare, and she means can you just take it out of the fridge and put it on a plate? That'll be fine. like she does not like it cooked hardly at all. Yeah, Meg. So I gotta go back to Meg's other super chat.
Oh, you're gonna put that
up? Meg, shame on you. I'm not going to read it. I'll just put it up there. You guys saw the super chat. Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness, Meg misbehaving. That's what she does. That's what she does.
No, she never misbehaves.
Jedi Jin, this is my daughter Shay as well. Just run it through a warm room, like just like, wave it over top of the stove, like the cooktop. Just wave it over top and then bring it out. Just like don't let it touch the grill, for Pete's sake. We want it rare.
So like I get a cow every year and grass fed and so when it's mine, then I don't I literally just throw it on the grill, throw some sear lines on it, and then it comes right off. And that's mine.
Yeah.
And that is it, and that's all I want. But I trust that because I know where it's coming from. But I'm a little different when I go to out to a restaurant.
Yeah. My wish list for celebration, much like yours, I really, the number one on my list is a schedule. Please, for the love of all that's good, give us a schedule, at least for 2022, at absolutely bare minimum. I need to know the schedule through the end of the year. Please let us know. Right? Like, I need that. If you want to be generous, you can give me a schedule for 2023 as well, and I won't be mad.
Right.
2022 is, I think, at bare minimum what I need out of it. Without that, I'm going to be disappointed. I am also there's a list of these projects that was at that investor meeting that Kathy stood in front of the wall and told us that list of 11 projects. I very much would like to see updates on those, all of them.
Yeah.
That would be great. But at least give us updates on the ones that are still moving forward. You can say the rest of them, we're still thinking about. Whatever you want to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can say they're still in the planning, or we're combining, or we're reworking some of these. That's fine. I would like to know, like, I really would like to see more animation, so I really want to get beyond the Bad Batch, and I would like to see some other animated projects in the works. I like the animation, so it's one of those things I would like to get more information on.
Yeah, me too. And I'm going to put this spoiler warning up because I just saw another question I want to answer, but I'll put the spoiler warning up before I bring it up. It's in the chat, and our Ghost asks again, are we going to see Leia? The answer, yes, most definitely. In fact, you'll see more Leia than you do Luke. How about that? More Leia than Luke. So there's the answer to that. So I can hide that.
Well, we've always seen more of Leia than we have of Luke.
Oh, that's true. From a certain point of view. One day, anyway. So yeah, updated on animation.
Yeah.
I would
at
love
10. I can tell you, at 10, that was an amazing sight that year. I was like, oh.
It was better for me. I was.
You were a few years older than me.
Yeah, exactly. So I was born in '67. So I was right there where the hormones were fully kicking in. And,
you were like, that year was
fan.
like
big fan of Leia. Absolutely.
Yeah. That was probably when Santa's sack was really full.
So definitely yeah. I want and what would also be icing on the cake is an announcement of something that hasn't been previously leaked, like something that just hits the internet with like a firestorm, to see if they've done a good job of holding something close to their vest, right, and not letting it leak out. I would love to get a big announcement of something that just sets the internet on fire. So that's my hopes for.
So I'm gonna give you my final wish list.
Yeah.
So final thing that I would like to see, and I know there's stuff about a video game, but I would like to get more information on Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
And so my final wish is more info on that, and I personally would love to see that actually be the trilogy that's released next, and I am hopeful that that's what they're going to do, and they've been holding it really close to the vest.
Yeah. And we know there's a remake of the game coming, but fans for the longest time have been clamoring for a show. Can you give us something from the Old Republic in a show? That would be tremendous. So not only from a live streaming, the live action series, animation, movies. Like we've heard that the next movie on the schedule is going to be Taika Waititi's, and then we heard that Feige, his writer, has started. So that's just started. So there's more to come from there as well. I expect all of that to happen. There is Matt Risman. I see your question. There is another. There are several panels happening throughout the weekend. We know there's a Bad Batch panel on Sunday that may address some other animation as well, but Bad Batch is Sunday, and we've got, as I mentioned today, there's the live action series panel that starts in just over an hour. It'll live stream in just over 2 hours, and then Saturday is the Mando Plus day with Dave and John. That's going to be really big, really big. So all of those things coming. There are other announcements or other information that's been coming out lately, and the big one that has been hitting the news this week is Leslie Headland in interview with Jason's favorite site. I say that jokingly because he tried to log in and it wouldn't let him. Oh yeah, Jason is in the Mando Plus panel. He got in. So
oh wow.
Yeah, hoping to get some information from that. But Leslie Headland in the interview said that she is going to pull from Legends, and she also noted that her series, The Acolyte, is happening 100 years, right about 100 years before the Phantom Menace, before the prequels.
Right.
So people doing math, saying, okay, that means who was alive? No, and who was alive from Legends? And you know who they always say? The one person who shows up in every show that's ever announced, regardless of the time period, past, present, future, or any other thing, there's one character people always guess. Oh, I see a shadow. It must be Darth Plagueis. There is a fascination in this fandom with Darth Plagueis that that eludes me. I don't understand it. I don't connect with it. and because I don't connect with it, I was like, look, it was one throwaway line in the prequel movies, and you guys think that he is the big bad behind the whole daggone saga. You're wrong. People just wouldn't shut up about Plagueis. So I went and read the novel, thinking I need to know more about this Plagueis fella, right? So I read the novel, and the novel is about it's a bait and switch. The novel, Plagueis, is a bait and switch. Plagueis is not the subject of the novel. No, it's Palpatine. Palpatine is the subject of the book.
Right.
Plagueis barely shows up, and when he does, he doesn't do a daggone nothing, right? No,
it's all about mystery, though. So when people's minds can wrap around the mystery, it becomes more of a story than if it isn't. So people's own brains can fill in these places, and and make it into a much grander story than what's on the screen.
Oh, well,
or in the book.
Apparently, that is the case because people's imagination have made Plagueis into a thing more than Plagueis is a thing. Like he's not in a single lightsaber battle. He doesn't destroy anybody. He doesn't go in. He doesn't have a hallway scene. Like Plagueis has nothing. His hallway scene is standing around a bunch of other senators chit chatting.
Right. My personal hope is that we find out that Plagueis was around like 25,000 years ago.
Oh, why that long?
That he was among the original split between the Jedi and the Sith.
No,
and so that's my hope in the scheme of things, and that this whole idea of pulling back from Legends is somebody like a Plagueis or somebody who's learning and trying to get into the system. But I would love to see that, and that it's all built on some legend as opposed to who really is.
Daniel Fisher, Plagueis is a mundane character. Well done, Daniel. Well done. The Plagueis could absolutely be brought in. I think that it's the
If they keep it in line with the legends and who he is, then yes, absolutely, he would.
As much as I troll on Plagueis stands, I do think there's a story to be told because it's not been told. So we don't know a daggone thing about him outside of Legends, and that it's a story that the Jedi wouldn't tell. That's all we know. So there's very little, and even from Legends, there's not that much, right? So if you're going to pull a character from Legends 100 years before the Phantom Menace, might you get a Tenebrous? Might you get Plagueis or other type characters in that time frame? Hopefully, I hope so. I hope so. It'd be good for the fans, and it would be good for the the fandom as a whole. So yeah, I do hope that they announce that, and that he'll be in, or that they do that. The other bit here is about the Starflash connection to the third ascendancy, the throne.
Right.
I don't think so. I think that happened before 100 years before, but I'd have to check the timeline again. I think that Starflash thing happened like long before that. So
Meg's dumping on you right now. You need to put that one up.
I know. Meg giving me a hard time. She does that. Look, I don't defend Snoke. Snoke is not a well-developed character, but he's a better one than Plagueis. There, take that. Take that. At least Snoke does something. I don't know.
Yes, he dies.
Right.
Didn't see that coming. Matter of fact, he's just like Plagueis.
Not only that, but he is he's the main chief in charge. He is the man. The Plagueis, he's hiding in the shadows. He pretended to be a nobody, and he doesn't do anything. So there you go. But Plagueis wants maybe an iced latte. I didn't know you were a fan of an iced latte, Meg, but there you go. I hope that they do. Look, I'm having fun. We're joking. We're teasing, and I really do hope that they bring Plagueis in to the Acolyte, and I hope that we get his story developed. It'd be great to see a live action Mun done well.
Yes,
and to tell that story, and it would give you a chance to transition later to a young Palpatine as Plagueis comes into stride. And the deal here is Plagueis might be in his teens or mid early teens.
And in all honesty, other than Legends, we don't know that Plagueis is a Mun. So
Oh, they
they
could.
could change. They could change out Plagueis. The only reference we have is the tragedy of Darth Plagueis. That's it. So we'd have no idea time frame whether he was truly Palpatine's master. I mean, there's
Yeah,
nothing
I
in
think
canon
it'd be
that
a
I'm aware of.
mistake. I think it'd be a mistake to change that much stuff.
So
Yeah. Reuben, there was one Star Flash 1,000 years before. That's the one. I didn't think there was a second one. They have a Star Flash, like reading the novels, the Thrawn novels. In the last novel, you hear that Thrawn learns of the Star Flash, and he is kind of uncovering it. But I don't think they used it, and maybe that's different in Legends. But in canon, and I apologize, I'm not that familiar with the Legends or the EU take on the Star Flash. But in the Thrawn novels, in the last one, we learn of the Star Flash and that it happened like 1,000 years before, and that they hid the technology to never use again. It's what turned the home planet into ice, essentially, by using that Star Flash, and they weren't keen to use it again, and so they didn't use it again in canon that I know of. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. Jason said you could change his age. You could change Plagueis' age.
right.
That'd be an easy thing to do. Keep him a mun. I think it'd be a mistake to change too much of him, only because he has so much kind of brought. It's the whole Darth Revan, right? There's been a big push to maybe see Darth Revan in live action, but you're starting to mess with characters that people have a really strong affinity and connection to, and as we've learned with Boba Fett, even shining a light on the mystery and bringing it out in the open can sometimes be a letdown.
Yeah.
So
No, there's truth in that. There's truth in that.
Well done, Baymax. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Santos, the shill? Oh, I thought not. It's not a story that elves would tell you. I like the other thing I've seen about Plagueis when Palpatine asked Anakin, "Have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?" It was an honest question. He's like, "Have you? No, really. Have you heard it?" Like I've not. I can't find out anything about the guy. Like that was. It was an earnest question. He wanted to know. Yeah, Matt. Look, this is me. Matt, you're catching me. So Plagueis never did anything. This is me trolling on the Plagueis stance. I'm just having fun, having good.
Never did anything much. I wouldn't change too much about Plagueis. So we're gonna have a whole series on Plagueis, and he's not gonna do very much.
So good. Hey, Hawk Holocrons in the chat. Plagueis should look like the Zepho, possibly the unused concept for Torvalum. Would tie him to the video game. That'd be interesting. So
yeah, I think you could change whatever you wanted to about Plagueis as long as it's done well. So as much as people might complain, like you said, there is not that that is no longer canon, and they could change it if it's done well.
Yeah,
and so people might be irritated at first, but we already know how that reaction that is, because we saw Clone Wars change the Clone Wars multimedia project. People went, "Shut up," and then we saw how far that went.
Yeah. Gannon brings up one other thing for celebration, and we'll take a look at Bespin Bulletin's article. I've been dying for Hasbro to announce blurs. They're not gonna. But Hasbro is having. They've kind of gone all in on Reva or Reva, however you want to say her name.
She says Reva, right?
Yeah, she does. But I also heard in the same stories that everybody else calls her Reva. Like even in the show, she's called Reva.
I like Rita better.
But either way, it doesn't really matter. But they are creating a Black Series and a Vintage Collection series Reva figure that's going to be available for pre-order. In fact, it's I think available for pre-order right now. I think it went live at 1 p.m. Eastern today. So that's the deal. And then there is also, it was leaked from a dev site. So, you know, when you create a website, sometimes they'll just prefix it with dev, DEV for development. That's what Hasbro Pulse did. You can go to dev.hasbropulse and with the right URL, you can get some images of a new lightsaber that they're going to do as their next HasLab project, and it's Reva's dual-ended Inquisitor lightsaber. That's the next HasLab project. Interesting on how that's going to play out. What's the price point? What's the features? How well are they going to execute it? I did see that it has the folding hilt. It'll fold in and come out and open. The question is, what's the mechanics for that? Does it, is it kind of spring loaded where you can push a button and it will just spring open? Or is it a configuration kind of thing? If it's configuration,
I'd like to see a really good one made out of metal. I would really love to have.
It will, yeah, okay. It will be.
Yeah.
It will be made out of metal. And then the other question is, will it spin? Like if it spins, that'll be big. That'll be HasLab worthy. I just don't see how they're going to do it. Jedi Mike says Ewan called her Reva as well. Keanu Reva. Oh, so funny, so funny. Look, I'm interested in that lightsaber and how they're going to do it. But typically with HasLab projects, there are certain unlocks as you reach sales milestones. And what would the unlocks be with that project? Like, what are they going to add that make it super interesting to do? So that's what I'd like to see.
That's one I would be super interested in putting some money down on.
Yeah, I gotta see how. And the other thing is, you're kind of betting that the character's going to be liked and received well. Otherwise, maybe not. So best.
I just, even if she is not, that type of lightsaber is pretty darn cool. So
it is, and if it is well featured, if it folds and unfolds, well, the mechanics of that are done well, and it's a nice solid, metal. That would be just great. Again, if the saber spins fast enough, can it lift a blurg? That's inquiring minds want to know, Gannon. There's a prediction. Will they? And it is in the prediction forums that they fly now. That the Inquisitors will actually use the helicopter blades to fly, and there's a reason that's come back up, because it was in the interview they did with with the guy who plays the Grand Inquisitor, and he said he's not watched any Rebels. He didn't want to taint his performance. He wanted to come in it fresh and perform it with his own take on it, which you can criticize if you like, but he said that these sabers, they spin and they could even fly. And so I was like, oh.
He hasn't watched it, and he's already saying that. Then there's probably a flying scene.
There could be. Most people are hoping not. Me just being the contrarian I am, I desperately want to see them fly with it. Because if you're going to be ridiculous, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Yeah. Bespin Bulletin. First look at Darth Vader in Fortnite. This has been rumored for some time that the next season is going to include, Star Wars theme, and that Darth Vader is going to be involved. You can find this on bestmanbulletin.com. And he's got the images from there. There's another story he has on here, the Brotherhood review. I just finished Brotherhood. It's a really good book, a good read. If you like the prequels and you enjoy that relationship between Anakin and Kenobi, you should read it. You should read it. It's a good book. Very interesting. Very interesting. There's some other parts of it that may be a little bit controversial. But we'll have to see how it plays out, because Anakin he takes a Padawan along with him on this mission, and he kind of mentors along the way. If Ahsoka's his first Padawan learner, this one wasn't assigned to him as his Padawan, but he takes her along. So it's sort of like splitting hairs, but she's a great character. Really, really interesting character, and it brings out some interesting perspectives and information about Anakin. It informs his character really well. It's a good book. So here's the Vader. They took it from this Battle Pass. Again, they got it off of like a dev account, like they just mess with the URL, and they were able to pull out this image. And here you can clearly see Vader in the Battle Pass rewards, as well as Indiana Jones and other, Fortnite kind of stuff. So there's that's coming. That's coming for Fortnite, for the folks that love to play Fortnite. So look for that. Oh, Jedi Mike. Good question. Dr. Afra, live action reveal. The question isn't if, it's when. I absolutely think that Afra will be brought in live action, but would I don't know. It would. I definitely think Afra will make it to live action. I just don't know if it'll be this year. And then,
yeah, I think so too as well. I mean, I think they've already revealed Black Chrysanthemum, and so it's inevitable that the Afra is coming in.
Yeah. And there's Baymax, $10,000. They do not reveal live action Mara Jade. Who wants to take the bet? No, not me. Not me.
No.
Mara Jade's not making it. Yes, Ghost Axe. Good point. Today is the Kenobi skin is available. So that was part of the story Bespin had. If I bring it back on the screen, Bespin did share that is available today. And I want to think that he put a time on it when it would be available today. Around tomorrow, meaning today. This was written yesterday. Players will be able to purchase the Obi-Wan Kenobi skin in Fortnite via the item shop. It arrives with the Jedi Starfighter, the Jedi Starfighter glider, a loading screen, a dagger pickaxe, and an emote. And Kenobi's Desert Essentials back. Players will be able to purchase individually for V-Bucks in the bundle. So there you have it. That's Bespin Bulletin. So I don't know if that's already happened or not. So let's see. Am I the only one concerned with the live action Jackson? Hey, let's do it, Will. I'm all in with you. Hey, Mike Jokey Porter, it's got to go. We'll see you all later. I've got the Mike Porter dad joke of the day, if Mike's not already left. And I've got two dad jokes today. I've got one from Mike Porter and another from our friends at the Main Authority, Alan Lavis, good friends. We'll do the Mike Porter dad joke first, since he has to go. And I'll put this on here. Did you know that Kenobi usually was a victor against the dark side? Says,
no.
Yep, he usually won. Boy, there you go. That's the Mike Porter dad joke for today. And look, I've got Mike Porter's Twitter link in the description. It's hard to find Mike Porter just if you do a search on Twitter. So the link to his Twitter page is here. You can find it that way. And then there is another. There is another.
Obi-Wan most battles.
Right. Most. He usually won. right? Like,
Because Obi-Wan most battles.
our folks over at the Main Authority, Alan Lavis, they had this one for it's a Kenobi dad joke. Why was Kenobi always at peace with himself?
I don't know.
I guess it's because it takes one to know one. Again, good dad joke. Good dad joke, you guys. That's good. What time is it here? I'm in Eastern Standard. It's 1:16 p.m. Eastern here. My friend Imagic Maker is in Central, so it's 12:16 for you. And
no,
so
it's not. It's 12:17.
It's a 12:17. There you go. Look, that covers all the stories I wanted to go over today. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Imagic Maker, anything else before we call it a stream?
All I would say is finally fixed, I think, all the things with my channel. So I think I'm going to be back up and kind of going with that now. And
Perfect.
Thank you, everyone, for coming here and spending some time with us in Santa, and may the force be with you.
Very good. Thank you so much. And you live in the UK. No, I don't live in the UK. I live in the US. I live in Ohio, the state of Ohio. Central Ohio is where my home is. Just a couple other little updates is that we'll be live streaming tomorrow a watch party of Kenobi. It'll be my first watch through. Please don't share spoilers with me as we're doing the live watch. We'll do the live watch tomorrow morning. We'll go through the predictions. If you haven't done the predictions game, make sure you get the links in the chat here. And if you guys beat me for the whole season, you get more correct on your predictions than I do on the entire season, I will gift you some Star Wars Santa merch. And we are there you go. You can join Jason. He's doing a live watch tonight if you want to stay up, and you can catch him there. And we're doing an experiment. At the end of this live stream, there is a forwarding functionality in YouTube that's supposed to take you straight over to makingstarwars.net. You can go over there and you can just leave that page up, and when he goes live in about 40 minutes, it'll just start up for you. You don't, no fuss, no muss. Please like, share, do all those kind of things. Support Jason. He's given us some wonderful Kenobi leaks, some great information. So you guys, thank you all for that. Thank you for the chat. You've been wonderful. And until next time, my friends. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. And may the force be with you always. Bye-bye.